Jumping into D&D right off the bat might seem like a daunting task. You have an entire book to memorize, a lesson on how to properly engage with other human beings to watch, and a character to build. Now, the first two are just common sense, but you'd be surprised just how indecisive people can be over character creation. Everyone's in the mindset to make a character that's fun to play. And what better way to start than by picking the class that'll determine your linear skill set for the remainder of the campaign. You want to know which class you should play? Well, you came to the wrong video, bucko, because I'm not here to sugarcoat things for you. You have all these talented creators over here feeding you gumdrops and peppermint sticks, explaining all the awesome things each class can do and why they're cool and fun. And then you have me in some dark alleyway who's here to feed you some hard truths. So open wide and prepare to choke, because we're starting with the Barbarian. But before that, I'm sure half of you are noobs to D&D and need a bit of direction on how to play the game properly. And that's why I'm proud to say that this video was sponsored by the Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns. The stereotype of D&D campaign starting in a tavern never gets old, and with this book, there's a chance you might actually do it right. With multiple incredibly designed taverns filled to the brim with NPCs, lore, and side quests for your party to get busy with, setting up a one-shot or beginning a long-winded heroic story has never been easier. PDFs for the book have already been released, so what are you waiting for? Jump into this incredible hobby the right way and grab a copy using the link down below. And with that said, let's get right on with the video. Barbarians are ruthless bullet sponges that have muscles on their muscles, high HP, damage, and combat power that makes them a threat when initiative is rolled. And that's about it. I could go on all day about how martial classes have next to no abilities that can make them shine in anything besides combat, but I think everyone's heard the intelligence dump stat joke a million times already. So why would I mention how you could count the numbers on your dice better than your actual character? I wouldn't dare step that far, so let's instead reveal all the cracks and the features they actually have. Right off the bat, you have your so-called bread and butter of the Barbarian, which is the Rage. Rage makes you a nearly unkillable tank, with the only downside being that it actually doesn't. While going through your little temper tantrum, anyone who studied magic can end your career instantly. A single sleep spell can knock out a Barbarian and waste their rage faster than my ability to think of a good joke for this segment. Those blasted magic nerds still too much for you to handle? Well, why don't you try giving them a taste of their own medicine and shoot some spells back their way? Oh wait, you can't, because raging makes you so angry that magic refuses to work. You know the cool fantasy game you're trying to play that has magic? Being unable to cast magic seems like a huge drawback if you ask me. Continuing on, barbarians enjoy going with the minimalist mindset. You don't like wearing armor because your abs can soak up most of the damage. But oh wait, you just found some plate mail and it gives 1 extra armor class if you wear it. Guess you should put it on and forget that special ability even exists. Don't you just love classes that force you to increase 3 different ability scores at the same time? Yeah, not only do you have to worry about strength to hit harder and constitution to stay in the fight longer, but also dexterity to make sure that your naked body doesn't get hit by an axe to the chest. Think that's not too bad? Well, good luck leveling up more than 5 times before your DM drops the campaign because of scheduling issues. Yeah, your dexterity is staying 12 forever. Barbarians were designed to torture anyone who tries to multiclass with them. Don't you just love features that restrict your spells, only work with strength-based weapons, and limit the types of gear you're allowed to wear? Anyway, let's talk about combat now. The Barbarian is a master at fighting with reckless abandon, flailing weapons around in the hopes that the enemy overestimates the size of your brain. Reckless attack gives you a solid chance at hitting your opponent, but afterwards gives every single enemy on the battlefield that advantage as well. Bet you're just itching to get pulverized by that group of wizards again. I'm sure their balls of molten lava can't hurt that badly. Later on, we must travel a path that'll change us forever. Although this is the only part where a barbarian's character's lore actually gets interesting, mechanically it just reflavors your anger issues. Ancestrals like 1v1ing people, and lose almost all of their relevancy if that's not the case. Battle Rager can only be chosen by dwarves, being one of the few parts of this game that are limited to certain races. Beasts grow sharp weapons from their bodies that are reserved exclusively for when you lose your own. Otherwise, why would you pick this path? Oh wait, I know why. Berserker lets you go absolutely insane in combat and wreck your body so hard that you need days worth of rest afterwards. Storm Herald lets you burn enemies alive, and your allies, zap someone with a 2-watt lightning bolt, or gain a shield that can stop 2 points of damage. At this point, I almost forgot you were a barbarian. Totem Warrior gives you some powers based on an animal you choose, but we all know that Bear's gonna be the one you pick because you're basic. Zealot only exists because the balanced team realized people who like playing Barbarian just enjoy counting numbers on dice. And Wild Magic gives you the Detect Magic ability, which can already be used indefinitely by other real spellcasters, and 42 less random events that can happen on your board of chaos. For a subclass called Wild Magic, only getting 8 options hurts my soul. Later on, we get even more features that work on wearing nothing at all, which I'm sure is getting difficult for you as more and more impressive magical items keep getting found by your party. Advantage on taking your first turn in combat so you can walk closer to the enemy and then end your turn. More damage on critical hits so you can put all your faith in random number generation. addition. Another few features that make the things you're already good at even more amazing, which at this point I'm labeling as overkill, and billion ability score improvements to make you super skilled and versatile. But we all know it's going into your strength score. So what's the takeaway? Barbarians have a single gimmick that you'll stick with throughout an entire campaign. It's almost always your obscene strength and the need to wear nothing more than a loincloth to use all of your abilities. Half of your features rely on dexterity, and knowing what lies dormant in a barbarian player's brain, that's not going to be a priority anytime soon. If ever, in fact. I think it's fitting that a company called Wizards of the Coast created a class that can get so easily countered by wizards. They're trying to keep you in a trance of big numbers and dice, luring you into thinking that this class can hold up to the creativity and flexibility of literally anything else in the game. The moment another fight begins and the DM asks what you'd like to do on your turn, try to attempt anything that isn't attacking something. Come back to this video and tell me how it went. So to summarize, don't play the Barbarian. We're knocking down each door until the painful aspects of every class has been exposed. There's inherent flaws in everything, and I'm here to point them out. Subscribe if tearing apart your favorite role-playing game somehow interests you, and buckle up tight because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Till next time.